Mr. President, Advocate Prakash P. Thomas, Mr. Richard Berkeley, the most revered Bishop Dr. Samuel Mar Irenaeus, Swami Gururatnam Jnanatapasvi, Bishop Mar Yohanan Yosef, Mrs. Shamina Shafiq, a revered journalist, senior journalist of this country, Mr. K.P. Mohanan, Dr. V. Arunachalam, Mrs. Ujjaini Sengupta, Mr. S.S. Manoj, my sisters and brothers from all over the parts of the world. I am extremely happy that you have assembled here on this solemn occasion when you are going to discuss and deal with a discourse in a subject which has immense importance as far as our country and the world itself is concerned. I am directly coming to the subject. The Socrates the Great had centuries ago declared the 4 qualities required for a judge, for a humane judge, not a human judge. He said, hear courteously, answer wisely, consider soberly, and decide impartially are the qualities required for a good judge. As a judge, I can very well say that even during those ancient times, Socrates had declared the principles of human rights, the basic qualities required for a judge. Hear courteously, to be courteous is humane. To answer wisely is more humane. Consider soberly is utmost humane. And to decide impartially is everything. Due to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1948, from that time onwards, there was a vast development in the field of human rights all over the world. All the then existing government machinery and the governmental institutions were to accommodate the principles of human rights in their day-to-day functioning. To cope up with it, our country also formulated and codified the Constitution of India. After the Constitution of India, see, you like to feel that the Constitution of India came when there was a period in this country where untouchability was there. Constitution came and it gave a remarkable change in the history of India. Part 3 of the Constitution deals with fundamental rights, and those fundamental rights gave to the crores of the people of this country a belief in the system that they will get human rights, their human rights declared and acted upon. The judiciary has played a pivotal role in enforcing the fundamental human rights in the country. The Supreme Court, see, we will have to observe that the Supreme Court through PIL, that what we call, see, public interest litigation, has made a remarkable change in the arena of human rights. Article 14 of the Constitution of India deals with equality before law and equal protection of the laws. That is available to all persons irrespective of citizenship. Likewise, Article 21 gives protection to all the persons, not to the citizens of this country. All persons. See, right to life and right to liberty. When we are saying Article 14, a renowned Supreme Court Chief Justice of India, J.S. Verma, has once stated in his speech, his lordship stated that, and in fact admitted that a child of 6 years was to be there to teach the Chief Justice of India as to the principle of equality. When his lordship, along with his wife, daughter and the grandson aged 6, were at the dining table for the dinner, innocently that small boy posed a question, a query to his mother. Ma'am, why our cook is not sitting and dining with us? His lordship thought about it. Then the daughter simply looked at the face of her mother, the wife of Justice Verma. Then both the daughter and the wife looked at the face of Justice Verma, and his wife told him, you are the best person as the Chief Justice of India to deal with the question and to give a proper answer to the child. Without thinking anything, simply Justice Verma called his cook and asked him to take the seat in the dining table, and thereafter he continued to accommodate his cook also along with him while he was taking his breakfast, lunch, etc., etc. I feel that that was a very good example as to how a judge could see, understand the principles of human rights. What is human right? What is equality? What is right to life? Right to life in the Constitution of India is not a right to mere animal existence. A right to live, right to life is not mere animal existence, whereas it is a right to have a decent and dignified life. When we are not accommodating our cook or servant along with us while we are dining, then where there is a principle of equality, where there is a principle of decent and dignified approach towards humanity. So that was an example which I always used to follow and try to observe. Then Article 19 of the Constitution deals with the fundamental freedoms. We have freedoms, we have rights. All those things are to be enforced in the country. At the same time, other side of the coin is there, the fundamental duties also, which we are forgetting to obey. We are entitled to a healthy environment to live. I heard, see, the person who welcomed Manoj when welcoming Mr. Richard, telling that Richard traveled all the way to Wayanad to learn about human rights violation in Kerala. I don't think that he can see anything at all. But a complaint forwarded by him in the morning, I recall that he could feel the human rights violation in this country, because he showed me, exhibited me the bite marks of mosquitoes all over his body. To live, to have a decent life, to have a healthy environment, that is to provide all those things are the duty of the government of this country. I am not saying that, see, it is not an instance of human rights violation. Definitely, it is also an instance of human rights violation, because environmental protection is lacking. We are entitled as a citizen of India or as a person, a human being, we all are entitled to have a healthy environment to live. We are entitled to have good water to drink. We are entitled to have a clear air to breathe. Whether we are getting it? No. So there lies human rights violation. See, have you learned about, I know that almost all the people of this country as well as the world at large are looking to the persons of poor persons of Kasaragod district, where endosulfan creates danger all over the life. Of course, it is a debatable subject and I am not going much to it, because that is under judicial, say I am under some judicial constraint. I see to what extent human rights, see, our entitlement to human rights extend. I had an occasion to visit the Golden Temple, Amritsar, along with my wife and daughters. I was taken aback to see inside in the Golden Temple large garlanded photographs of two persons, Beant Singh and Satun Singh, who were executed by the law of this land for committing the murder of the then Prime Minister of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi. Huge garlanded photographs are being worshipped. Once I paused there for a moment and I suspected whether I am in India or not then. See, two persons who were executed by the orders of the Supreme Court of India and the law of the land for committing the murder of the Prime Minister of India are being worshipped now. Maybe, see, I took some photographs of those photographs, and maybe on seeing it, an elderly lady came to me, approached me and told me something seriously in Punjabi slang which I could not follow. Then I took aid of my daughter. She could make it out and she translated me that if you take photographs, we will snatch away your camera and the mobile phones and you will be dumped it in the lake in which the temple is situated. That was her words. Then I did not continue to have any further exercise because I thought that it may not be possible for me to escape from Golden Temple. See, those things are going on. Maybe this suspicion, maybe this, that may be the reason that provokes the modern countries of the world in dumping the dead bodies of the militants they are executing in the dead seas, in the high seas, maybe with an objective of preventing his followers or some other sects in worshipping those persons in future. That may be the reason. That may be the reason. I am not telling the names of such militants. All of you are aware of. Then it is a pity that the recent studies in India conducted by an authority, a non-governmental organization located in Ahmedabad, that revealed that 80% of the cases in India, criminal cases in India, are being acquitted. See, I am not against acquittals. I don't say that persons should be convicted. Persons who are to be convicted should be convicted. Otherwise, where lies the fate of those victims? That is there. If an innocent person is indicted, of course, he will have to be acquitted. Otherwise, that is at most a human rights violation. When 80% of the criminal cases are being acquitted, we must at least admit that either we are indicting those 80% accused unnecessarily, or that is innocent persons are being indicted, or there is something wrong in our system. I feel that there is something wrong in the system, not that innocent persons are being indicted. There may be occasions where innocent persons are also being indicted, but that is not the end of it. Then when we are telling about human rights, always we will deal with the cases of accused in criminal cases. Of course, what are these human rights to which the accused persons are entitled? They are entitled to have a fair trial, an impartial trial. They want the trial to be conducted before an impartial judge who is not at all biased, a competent judge. They are entitled to be represented by a competent lawyer, and the trial should be conducted. They are entitled to get the trial conducted in their presence. See, I feel that in our criminal justice dispensing system, we cannot say that there are some human rights violations. I cannot see such human rights violation in trials going on in this country. Then in prisons, when we are dealing with the subject of human rights, the first thing which runs to our mind is prisons. I had an occasion to visit almost all the prisons of Kerala while I was a district judge for the last more than 18 years prior to my elevation to the High Court. And some shocking revelations I used to get. I'll tell you one thing. When you are clamoring for human rights, in one of the jails, I am not naming the jails, there were some HIV patients, HIV positive patients, AIDS patients were there. They are also accused. The law does not permit them to be segregated. You also will stand against the segregation of those persons by saying that HIV positive, becoming HIV positive is not an offense. Of course, I do admit it's not an offense, but I had an occasion to deal with the cases against them. See, maybe due to frustration, they were up to anything, and they used to bite other prisoners. See, they used to bite other prisoners, and on some occasions they used to chew blades, and the blade particles will get contact with their gums, and see, it will become blood stained. And on seeing some persons to whom they have something to settle, for them to settle scores, they forcibly spit those blade particles to their face or naked portions of the body so that their body and face will get injured. See, it was a fact, it was a fact that a random checkup of 100 prisoners revealed that 14 of those innocent prisoners became HIV positive after 3 months. Where does the human rights activist see, how can a human rights activist say that those accused are entitled to they are entitled to be not segregated? How can you say? Whether those innocent creatures who were affected with HIV, whether those persons had no human rights at all? They are also having a right to keep their good health, a right not to be affected with HIV, but for the reason that they happen to be in prison, and but for this reason that they became an eyesore to these persons, they were affected with HIV for no fault of them. It is a reason, it is for something for you to have a discourse. Then, after the coming into the Constitution as well as our Criminal Procedure Code, the Supreme Court has ruled that in bailable offense, bail is the rule and jail is the exception. That was a tremendous change, tremendous change. Then, shockingly, when we are dealing with the human rights violations, we can readily bring two categories, two sections of the community, the women and children. Women and children. See, India has a dubious distinction of having secured the first place in human rights violation towards child abuse, by way of child abuse. 40% of the children in India are being abused in many ways. Out of them, 80% are being subjected to sexual abuse. From where they are getting it? Not from the street only, not from their neighborhood only, but from his own or her own family. They are being molested and sexually abused. We see, readily one may not agree that no, in my house that is not going on. It is very easy for them to say, can a mother who is the wife of her husband will complain against her husband in having attempted to molest her own daughter, his own daughter? No, no. That's the reason why our culture, see, we are imitating the culture of foreigners. We are imitating their culture in this attire. We are imitating in their culture in sexual matters. But we are not imitating their other good qualities to be followed. It is a stark reality which we will have to accept. When women are then why these children are being harassed sexually? 2-3 reasons are there. One is children are always silent. They are vulnerable always. And it is safe to approach them on many ways. One thing, a study has revealed that only because of the worry about HIV, also children are being pulled into the profession. That is there. The silence of the children may be eloquent only when you are hearing them, and not on any other occasion. Children are being employed in hazardous jobs. In Shivagashi, have you heard about it? In match factories and factories wherein crackers are being manufactured or fireworks are being manufactured by using explosive substances, children are being used to handle those things. Another instance is that I have studied about it. See, in gold fabrication industry, cyanide is a useful substance to be used always. Sodium, especially sodium cyanide, that is as equal to potassium cyanide in its grade of poisoning. This cyanide poison always emits cyanide gas, cyanide fumes. These fumes, these poor children, the children of it's 18 teenage children are being used for gold fabrication works. Unfortunately, most of those children are hailing from the state of West Bengal, where the politics and political agitation are in the foremost. See their plight. When they are becoming youth, by then they used to become TB patients, or their blood contaminated with all this cyanide poisoning, and they used to die in their prime of their youth. That is occurring now. Is there any discourse on the subject? Another reality, maybe foreigners know. In countries where there are deserts, there is there is camel race. We have heard about horse race. Like that, camel race is also there in countries having deserts. Mostly Arab countries, the Arabs are in fond of camel race. Who are being used in camel race? Have you ever inquired? You will have to. As human rights activists, you will have to. See, a CBI officer 4 or 5 years back, while flying from Calcutta to New Delhi by an international Air India flight bound to Dubai, saw 25 children of the age group of 7 to 10 were traveling by the flight under the control of 2 men. He got suspicious about it. They were virtually stranded at the New Delhi airport and they were questioned thoroughly. It was come out that these children were being exported to Arab countries for camel race as camel jockeys. What is the job of a camel jockey? A horse jockey is always sitting on the top of the horse, but where the camel jockey should be a lean child of 7 to 10, and it will be tied on to the leg of the camel. As and when the camel start running, the child become frightened and it will cry aloud. Many of those children will die and their dead bodies will be dumped and buried inside the sand. It is a stark reality. You inquire about camel jockeys. Is there anybody to lift their little finger against it? Whether the cries of those poor children, poor creatures, can overcome the wealth of the Arabs from the oil they have? No, cannot. There is nobody to raise such a question. See, when we ask a question to an Indian woman, ordinarily, nowadays we used to give them a very good name as homemaker. When we ask a question to the homemaker, have you got any job? The homemaker will, with a smiling face, will reply, no, I have no job at all. Think about their plight. From the morning till evening they are working. Not evening, from the morning till they sleep they are working. See, even then, whether she will get any rest? No. Who cares about it? She will have to collect fuel for cooking. She will have to do all the jobs in the house. She will have to bring up the children. Everything is her duty. Maybe the husband is earning money sometimes and may provide it for their livelihood. Sometimes not. In such case, she will have to go for headload work also, if from the downtrodden, from among the downtrodden. Even then, with a smiling face, she will say that I have no job at all. See, that's the plight of the situation. From the Domestic Violence Act, the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, as well as the incorporation of Section 498A in the CRPC, in the IPC, and due to the recent legislation, Protection of Children from Sexual Harassment Act. See, there is a ray of hope, I feel, only a ray of hope as far as the women and children are concerned. I won't say that they will get, even then now they will get justice. See, it is not something that can be enforced on people. See, the quality to have a humane approach towards women and children. See, we cannot purchase it. We cannot enforce through law, I feel. My sincere opinion is that it can only come from a seasoned, well-seasoned mind, a humane mind, not human mind. It has to come from there. There must be something in their mind to have a sympathetic approach towards children, women and children. See, women, when they are, from the time of their birth onwards, they are suffering. Till their death, they will have to suffer. Still, that will continue. Of course, we are striving hard. But I don't think that we may be possible to reach anywhere. Anyway, one thing lastly, when judges are dealing with the cases of illicit trafficking in women, I heard some judges saying that whenever she had an occasion to escape, she could have escaped from their clutches. Those persons, I pity to those persons, and I'll say that they are not aware of the principle behind Stockholm Syndrome. Have you heard that Stockholm Syndrome? In Stockholm, on a fine morning, 5 youth barged into a bank where only women employees were there. 6 women employees were there, all of them young ladies. They were tied to the poles and pillars there. And they demanded the key of the strong room. Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for the bank management, the duplicate key, the person holding the duplicate key was late and she could not reach there. The bank management told them that we won't give the key. Then we will smash the bank as a whole, we will kill them, we will they will be strewn to pieces. Okay, you can do it. We won't come with the key. You can kill them. You are welcome. For 4 days, they were kept under captivity inside the closed bank hall. By that time, all these ladies and young men fell in love with each other. And after their release, they surrendered. And after the release, 3 of them married these men. And others gave money for them to defend their cases against them. That is what we call Stockholm Syndrome. When a woman, a girl is under captivity, and once she is overpowered by a man, of course, she will cry and she will try to resist. Then another man comes. Again she will try to resist. If again she is overpowered, 3 or 4 times this will happen, and the 5th time her brain will say, no, you need not do anything at all. See, you cannot succeed and you cannot do anything. Her power to defend will vanish. That is a passive consent. It will be taken as passive consent. I don't think that it is a consent. It is not a consent at all. It is ashamed that many of the cases were being acquitted by without taking into consideration of the Stockholm Syndrome, a woman under captivity of that man. See, finally, she will become a prey to him. She will become, see, a stooge in his hand, and she will obey all his orders. That's the human mind. Human mind. Anyway, I have taken much of your time. The time allotted to me was only 15 minutes. I thought that, I am very sorry that I have, in fact, violated your human rights also by making you to listen maybe this nonsense. Okay.
Sir,
Anyway,
we all are thanking you.
one more thing. I'm very happy that you are conducting this program, and you will have a fruitful discourse on the subject. You will like to. I know that I have tried to open the Pandora's box. It is for you to tie it down and to close it down. I wish every success to the venture. Thank you.